have you ever just got home from work, you sat down and you're like, bro, I'm so burnt out. I don't even want to play games right now. Have you ever been like that?
Yeah, I've been like that. And it's like I turn on the PlayStation and it's like on the menu screen for like 3 hours. It happens to everybody. I got a feeling.
Why? Like, it happens to me a lot. Like, if I'm just burnt out, sometimes I just want to watch TV.
Yeah.
Like, I've also been thinking about how like our shift in media is like completely changing, and you've been seeing it on like news articles and like YouTube videos and other things like that, like going forward. And it's like you're starting to see less and less physical copies of things in general, just because with the direction of technology where it's going.
Yes.
You know what I mean? But you know what that makes me think of?
What's that?
It makes me think of our next episode on the LeisureHub Podcast. Thank you, everybody, very much for joining us on the latest episode of the LeisureHub Podcast. I say it multiple times because that is the intro.
Thank you for joining in again.
More energy, Pedro. More energy.
More energy?
More energy.
Oh, I'm feeling pretty energetic. I don't know.
I like that. I'm Justin. Alongside me
It's Pedro
as my co-host, and we have a very zesty. You like that word?
Zesty.
You like that word?
Yeah.
Zesty episode. Physical preservation, physical copies of media, movies, TV shows, games, whatever. You name it. You name it. I got greens, beans. Every time I think of you name it, that's what I think of. But thank you so much for joining us on this episode. Let's get down to business.
Physical preservation, man. This one hits kind of hard because lately I've been kind of leaning into that digital.
You're a hybrid.
As of now, yes.
You're like a hybrid vehicle.
But I'm kind of like I feel like a trader.
Trader Joe's.
What?
Trader Joe's.
I don't know.
You don't know what that is?
No, I don't know.
Okay, never mind.
But I still feel like physical copies are like a nice thing to have. But like if you got like a cramped up space or something like that, like digital comes into play.
Yeah.
But hey.
Like,
or if you're a collector.
Well, have you noticed that video games are specifically the one medium that has held on the longest for remaining physical?
Games.
Like you have digital and you have physical, but think about like movies.
Oh, CDs, like music discs.
Yeah, think about CDs, music. Think about movies.
Movies are still pretty at large.
How many people are going out and buying a Blu-ray or a DVD?
There has to be people out there, bro. Every time I go to Walmart, Target, there's like movie stands with the latest movie.
Yeah, but
and they become smaller and smaller. I give you that though.
Yeah, but have you seen this was like months ago or like last month, but have you seen the thing with Best Buy?
No.
They removed all physical movies from their store.
Bruh.
Which is huge.
Really?
Yes.
This was what, last month?
It was last month. Let me you keep going. I'm gonna look it up real quick.
That is insane, dude. So I guess they gotta make more space. What when everything goes digital? What are they gonna sell? Just like cards?
Yeah, well, they won't have stores anymore, bro.
Right.
Like why would they need a store if they just?
I mean, Best Buy's different because they sell like physical stuff too, like computers and like light bulbs and fridges. Fridges. But yeah.
So as of in 2024, they are no longer selling any type of physical movies specifically, or physical. So let me just read the article.
Okay.
So making this change gives us more space and opportunity to bring customers new and innovative tech for them to explore, discover, and enjoy. So they're replacing DVD aisles with more Funko Pop figures and gift cards.
God, I said cards.
Yeah, which the thing that I'm reading, it's from Kotaku, and the end quote of that says, "None of which are innovative."
Oh, of course. They're not.
Well, no, that's what Kotaku is saying.
Yeah.
Kotaku is saying none of it's innovative, which is true. Like but my prediction for where this is going to end up taking us, it's going to take us to a point where you are no longer going to a store to purchase physical media or of anything.
Right.
You're like, think about it, right? We have Amazon in place right now.
Yes.
You don't go to a store. You go on your phone or your laptop, predominantly your phone, and you order the thing and you get it when you get here. And then you try it on. You don't like it. You send it back. You're done. In like the next 10 to 20 years, I would say like a lot of physical stores will be gone.
Dude, that's going to cause a lot of commotion, like with the economy and stuff. I mean, I guess it will just move towards like a digital. I guess it won't make a lot of a difference. We'll still be buying shit.
Right. It will still be buying physical. If anything, we'll be buying more.
Yeah.
Because I don't think it'll be a big difference than what we're already experiencing now.
Yeah.
Because like people are already buying a whole bunch of shit online. Mm-hmm. So what's the difference if you just close a few stores? Like, I mean, it makes a difference for the employees that actually work there. You're losing a lot of jobs, which that's the biggest thing. Like people, you're not, I think the most crippling thing with removing physical media and physical stores, physical anything, is like you're losing, like you're not helping the economy. Yeah. You're crippling it, because part of the economy is you're having the workforce. You're having people go to a location to work. And if you're removing that, then now you're crippling the economy. People can't afford to buy any things anymore because now there's less jobs to go around. Like, I think if you need to have a compromise, I think you need to have a compromise of both.
Like a pros and cons type of deal. But like now when it comes to like eco-friendly, I'm not trying to go too deep into this.
Sure.
Like, for example,
we can go super deep at towards the end. I don't care.
Like cases, like game cases, movie cases, CD cases, if they're still around. That also, implies that there would be less, plastics like out in the
less waste.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I guess that's a good thing.
Yeah.
That comes out of it.
Yeah, I don't think that's a negative. I mean, you can always find some like silver linings in it, but between it. But I think at what point are we saying like, I mean, with the whole Microsoft thing, there was 2,000 employees let go. Mm-hmm. Recently, just this week, there were 900 layoffs at Sony between Guerrilla Games, Insomniac, and Naughty Dog, and a few other studios. And I mean, whether that's because of sales or physical media or whatever, but like, at what point are we like, okay, a lot of people are losing jobs, and if there's only so many places to go to apply for a job, and you keep removing those places, I mean, you're going to increase the homeless rate by a whole lot more, wouldn't you think?
Yeah, people are just going to be looking for other shit, especially in California. They already have a lot of not a lot, but I'm saying like a homeless situation
epidemic.
Already.
Well, not I wouldn't say it an epidemic, but like a crisis, I would call it. But like that begs the question, like, why do you think games are the things that have held on the longest? Like, you think, look at music. Music has gone, like, it's all digital. Like movies, you can still go buy them, but predominantly people go on Netflix and Hulu and Disney Plus and blah blah blah. Yep. Like, why do you think games have hung on so long? Like, they're teetering between digital and physical right now.
See, I don't know. I feel like there's a couple factors that could go into this, whether it's just an excuse to make the games like the price that they are now, in
air quotes, cheaper. Yeah,
exactly. Whether if they change it to all digital, they're gonna have to make them cheaper. Mm-hmm. Not necessarily, but how are you going to justify, $70 digital and $70 if I have the physical copy? You know what I mean?
Yeah. So you're saying a physical game is $70 and a digital game is still $70. Like, so you're saying that there should be like a difference between the two?
Yeah, there should definitely be a difference between those two, since you have an actual product, and you're not, like, by product I mean the case. Right, and like the CD itself.
Yeah.
But yeah.
You're playing with your feet a lot.
Am I?
Yeah, you're gonna make the couch stink. Can you not?
I'm sorry, dude.
No, I mean,
no, I'm not doing it no more.
Okay. No, I think games have held on so long to like physical or have remained physical for so long, and they haven't transitioned fully yet for a lot of factors, right? I think the number one factor is you would piss a lot of gamers off.
What, going all digital?
Yes. I think you would piss a lot of people off with that, with doing that. Do you think so?
Yeah.
Or,
I said I agree.
Oh, okay.
Because like, I don't know, maybe it's just my friends and close family members that like, they like collect physical copies.
Yeah.
See, I purposely have driven away from that, but I get why it's so, it's so cool to have that physical copy in front of you.
But you're also like doing it out of like conservation of space.
Yes.
So
yes. Because I live in a relatively small apartment. I have 2 kids. I have to make room for.
Pedro lives in a 200 by 200 square foot. I'm not making fun of people who live in that situation, but
originally, so my daughter's room now was our office. Basically, was my gaming
showcase room.
Yeah, my showcase room and her makeup part of the apartment. So that's where I had my collectibles, my Funko Pops, all my game cases. And I kind of had to, once my daughter got here and we had to make room for her. Yeah. So I had to put shit in boxes and throw stuff away. And then I'm like, I'm switching to digital.
Yeah. I have a big question for the both of us at the end of this pod.
Yeah.
But I think another main, like, honestly, we could talk about physical preservation for hours. Like, I think we both have a lot of strong takes on this, and I think we're very passionate about physical media in general. Like, the only reason why you've pivoted is because the lack of space. Yes. Otherwise you probably would have kept. I would. But I think the scariest thing for people is that, like, you remember PT when that game came out? Yeah. Like, technically when you purchase a digital game, you no longer own it. Like, you're downloading, you're buying the rights to it for it to be on your console. Yeah. Right. And at any time, like, for some reason, let's say there's some type of legal action against the company who developed that game, and Sony, Microsoft, Steam, they decide to remove it from the store. Well, you have that copy on your PlayStation or Xbox or PC, but if you remove it, it's gone. Yeah, it's gone. Like, you
don't have it.
Yeah, but like with a physical game, like, you can't do that, right? Like,
it's yours, right?
And companies can also lock you out of a game. Like, they can just completely lock you out of a game if they really wanted to, just with a firmware update. Yeah,
and sometimes you don't even have internet,
right?
And you can't play the game if you have it. That's another topic.
Those are like online only games. Like, those are the ones that are like, if it's digital and it's online only, you're screwed.
Fucked.
Yeah, you're what? What'd you say?
No, I said you're fucked.
But like, I think overall, like, I think that's one of the scariest things. And I think some things should remain physical. Like, well, some media forms should remain physical.
As in, like vinyls and stuff like that. That's cool. That's something that has been preserved.
Yeah, I think so. Physical preservation is more necessary. Is more about necessarily keeping things around just to keep them around. But like we talked in a few episodes ago. Like I said in another podcast, this is super meta right now, because I'm like, every podcast we refer to another podcast, and this was referring to when we say that in a podcast, so it's a podcast within a podcast within a podcast.
There we go.
So super
going
meta.
Deep.
No, the 2 episodes ago was deep.
Okay.
You remember that episode, right?
Deep?
Yeah.
Which one?
It was I'm blanking on it.
Dude, I feel like all of our episodes are deep. So I had to ask you. I was like, which one? Was it like Hobbies Don't Define Us?
Yes, there you go. You got it. Hobbies Don't Define Us.
That was deep.
That was like the deepest one we've ever done on the pod. But yeah, like, I don't know, I feel like some things should remain.
As in what?
Physical. Like, games should remain physical. I think movies should remain physical. Like I remember the one instance I gave you a while ago. It was like, well, what if they remove The Office on every platform? Then you're like, I just don't watch it. But like for some people, it's not that simple. Like you want to watch something, and a lot of a lot of the issues is like you go to these streaming platforms, and sometimes like you have like 4 streaming platforms, and you can't watch the one thing you want because it's on another thing that you need to purchase. And so, but like if you had the physical copy, you could watch whatever you wanted.
However many times you want.
Yeah, I think like games especially, I think it's harder for gamers to let that go because it's remained such a physical thing for a very long time. Like I like personally being able to say that I own this thing. I like being able to hold it in my hand and say I own this product.
You don't think it's like a nostalgia type deal?
No. I mean, I think in the future for games it'll be a nostalgia thing. Movies, it's definitely like a nostalgia. I think CDs definitely nostalgia.
You think those are coming back?
CDs? I think they'll come back. They're not back in right now, but I think they will come back.
Yeah,
because vinyls came back. So who's to say you wouldn't like CDs wouldn't?
I mean, cassettes didn't really come back.
They didn't. But like vinyls were older than cassettes, right? Yeah. So like. I don't think cassettes. I think true collectors, they want cassettes. They want CDs.
Logic came out with a cassette.
Did he? That's pretty dope.
It was one of his albums. I think if you ordered the actual CD, it will come with a cassette.
Yeah.
I never got my cassette.
Your cassette.
I never got my cassette. I never got my cassette, dude.
You never got your cassette?
Nope.
So you never got your cassette?
No.
Okay.
Remember I bought the shirt?
What shirt? Oh, that album? That was
no, you bought me the shirt.
Yeah.
No, we bought each other.
Yeah.
The cassette never came. That was supposed to come with a cassette.
Bro, Logic fucked you, man.
Fucked us.
No, just you.
You had the cassette?
Yeah, I have it.
No, you don't.
I don't remember that was supposed to come with a cassette.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Oh, if it did, then it got lost in translation or lost in the mail.
That's why that took a while, bro.
Yeah, like it took like 3 weeks just for a shirt to come.
Let me stop.
What?
Let me stop.
What, are you salty about it?
I am salty about it.
Oh, okay. Well, to preserve your relationship with Logic, your friendship with Logic, we'll keep it to a minimum. They just like, let me hold my tongue real quick. But yeah, I think some things should remain physical. Like, and I think toys will always remain physical. Like, kids' toys will always remain physical.
That's crazy, right? Like kids don't see digital as, I mean, I don't see. I mean, I don't know, because YouTube.
Yeah.
Kids get entertained with like streaming services or whatever.
Yeah.
Are toys decline? That's a good question.
What's that?
I guess they're not declining.
No. I would say the only thing that's being removed and being transitioned to physical is all media based content. Like anything that you can listen, any type of entertainment, all of that has become digital. Like you and I sit here and we don't think twice about not owning our music or owning the music, like having a CD and like being like, I have a whole stack of CDs, like I own it, like that kind of thing. Like
we just do streaming.
We just stream it all. Like I don't know. Like I feel like that doesn't bother me, but like something about games 100% digital. Something about games 100% digital bothers me.
Why? What if you had all the games?
I will say,
why do you have to own it?
Why do I have to own it? I think I don't know. Maybe because I'm just used to owning like the game, like because like at least with movies and music, I've never owned a lot of physical copies of movies and games. Usually the movies and music. Usually the movies have been my parents, and the music. Just gotta say it, LimeWire, baby.
Dude.
LimeWire was a big thing. Am I gonna get in trouble for saying that I use LimeWire?
Probably. Yeah, man.
But
I mean, would you think that if games completely switched to like streaming, you know how we talked about how shows Like they're coming out with a new show every week. Like what if games come out every week and they're just not as good as if you were to buy them? You get what I mean?
No, I'm actually I'm not saying this just to make a joke out of it, but I don't know what you're trying to say with that.
All right, let me try to reword it. I'm so bad at these. So you know how when we talked about
take your pants off?
I can. When we talked about the streaming services for like Netflix and Hulu, how there's a new show coming in like almost every week. That's how it feels like.
Right.
But what if like games are you are only allowed to stream them? They don't sell them no more. So just streaming is the option.
So Game Pass.
Yeah, basically
Game Pass, but like
but you have every game that comes out. Right. I guess my question to you is like, are you afraid that games are going to become more mediocre? As in like, new shows that are coming in like every week. Most shows are. I mean, in my opinion,
I don't think games will become mediocre. I mean, if you look at the state of games right now, there's a lot of mediocre shit right now.
Dude,
there's a lot of mediocre shit.
It's kind of bringing me down.
Yeah, there's a lot of games that are kind of like not all that great. And I mean, but on the plus side, you do have Helldivers 2 and you do have Pal Worlds. So it's like on one hand, some games are becoming mediocre, but you do have some other games that are kind of breaking through that silver lining a little bit.
Right.
I don't think necessarily my fear is that like they'll get mediocre because that's kind of already a thing. I think my fear is if I wanted to play a certain game, let's say everything was completely digital. All games were 100% digital. You couldn't buy physical anymore unless you went to like a collector or unless you went to like one of those shops that sold physical games, and it was just like a rare pickup like you do with vinyl, right? Or cassette. I think my biggest fear is that when you want to play a game but they removed it from the library,
kind of like The Office,
kind of like The Office,
removed it from Netflix.
Yeah, so it's like, or you have so many different streaming platforms for video games, and you have to consistently purchase more and more subscriptions. Like the PlayStation subscription is already very expensive.
Yeah,
like you have 3 tiers, and I'm gonna pull up this because I always get the numbers incorrect. So can you carry this conversation?
Yeah, that's fine. Like PlayStation has its own subscription, but now you have Ubisoft. You also have EA. They all have their own subscriptions, and eventually, you're gonna be paying $60 to $100 a month just to get a couple games. You know what I mean? Or have a whole library of games.
Yeah. So like here are the tiers that you have, right? You have and their site is kind of confusing. You would think for $1 million company the site would be a little bit better, but anyway, you have Essential, Premium, Extra, and those are the 3 tiers that you have. And of course, it doesn't tell you the prices right away. So for 1 month of Premium, it's $17.99 for 1 month. That's usually just like a normal subscription for like premium. A month. Yeah. So you're paying $17 a month for Premium. 3 months is $49.99. For a full year, it's $159.99.
Oh my God.
That's Premium, and that's you get everything.
$160.
Yeah.
A year.
Yeah, you get everything. You get monthly games, online multiplayer, exclusive discounts, exclusive content, cloud storage, share play, game help, game catalog, Ubisoft Plus classics, classic catalog, game trials, PS5 cloud streaming, and Sony Pictures catalog.
See, that would be so good if you just got into gaming.
But that is very, if you just got into gaming, you're set.
Yeah,
but it is very expensive. Essential is $9 a month, $10 a month for 1 month. For 3 months, it's $24.99, and for 12 months, it's $79.99. So $80 a year, which is kind of a lot.
Yeah.
How much is it for Netflix a month? It's like 17 now?
I don't know.
17 a month, which is, now that I'm doing the math on that,
it's kind of the same thing.
Yeah, it's kind of the same thing. $17 a month times 12 is $204. So,
oh man,
Yeah, it's kind of a lot just for the price of watching movies. When if you bought all the movies right now, because like you can get a Blu-ray movie for like $2, $3.
No way.
You don't think so?
No,
They're pretty cheap. Well, I would say DVDs are pretty cheap right now. DVDs, movies, Blu-ray, pretty cheap.
A brand new movie?
A brand new movie? No, it depends what you're looking for.
That has to be $30+, bro.
You think?
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
It has to be.
Yeah.
Because like if you're trying to rent it from like Amazon Prime or something, it's like $25 at least.
Yeah, but that's if you're renting. But like a physical copy, I mean, like if it's just like if you're looking for a movie that's been sitting there for a while, like let's say you were looking for National Treasure with Nicolas Cage. I don't know why that movie came up to me.
Dude, I like that movie.
But let's
Probably
say
you get a lot of shit for that.
You like that movie?
Yeah.
I mean, when I was a kid and I watched it, I thought it was like the greatest movie ever. I thought it was so cool.
It was. Come on, man.
But one more point. So extra for PlayStation is $14.99. 3 months is $39.99, and for 12 months it's $134.99. So you can see how I have extra, but I pay for that every 3 months. I know eventually it's the same thing, but like $134 out of the year is kind of a lot of money for me to spend on top of Amazon and Netflix and everything else that I'm spending. So it's like I kind of don't. It's like.
So what do you get for it? The classics?
For which one? Which package?
Extra.
For extra, you, ladies and gentlemen, get a drum roll going. You get a monthly games, online multiplayer, exclusive discounts, exclusive content, cloud storage, share play, game help, game catalog, and Ubisoft Plus classics.
Oh, so you
miss out on about 4 different things compared to the premium. Actually, I'm wrong about the package that I have.
I was about to say you get the catalog.
I have essentials.
Yeah,
which
that's what I have too.
Monthly online multiplayer, exclusive games, exclusive content, cloud storage, share play, and game help. Yeah. That's it. Because that's the cheapest option.
Right. And like, I feel like most of the games that are on the catalogs, like you played them already.
Yeah. Like, and that's the thing. Like, I'm not going back to playing half of these games. Like, I like the only thing that I want out of this entire catalog, or like out of the packages, are the classic games, like PS1, PS2 games. Yeah. Those are the things that I want, but I'm not paying $154 out of the year just to get to that.
Yeah, it's crazy.
So, so I kind of answered this, but like, do you think physical media should remain overall, or do you think we should just suck it up and get to a point where we're all digital, or do you think there's a balance?
I think there should be a balance, because like unless it makes like the hardware cheaper to buy, like the console cheaper to buy, because it doesn't have a disk drive.
A disk drive.
Oh no, I know.
You heard it. I'm so bad. You heard it here first. Pedro puts his pee-pee in the disk drive on PlayStation.
But I guess I don't have an answer for this. I mean,
you don't?
No, because like I get why people would want physical, and I get why people would want digital.
Put in a boo sound effect. Boo. He took the cheap way out.
No, but all digital then. I'll go all digital.
You would go all digital.
Yeah.
Like completely. Like you would have to go to a rare collector or something, like a game, like a Just Press Play or something like that, to get a physical copy.
Just Press Play is not a collect. I mean,
okay, so you know how like there's comic book shops, like
I get what you mean.
You know what I mean? Like the stores are not really existing.
Yeah, I think so, because I would be 100% okay with that, because games are not the same as before. Like game is evolving as digital games come in. Yeah. So what I'm trying to say is like pretty much a lot of games now, instead of just making a single game, they try to make a game and make you play it for hundreds of hours.
Yeah.
Like, so, you know, the news about Assassin's Creed Infinity just leaked.
Was that the new Assassin's Creed game?
It's a hub.
Uh-huh.
Okay. Now, this is all quote unquote just to make everything, you know, better for the player, but you know it's not, right?
It's not.
So they're basically doing the same thing Call of Duty is doing. So
Right.
basically, he's making a hub and making a game, making another game, but everything's going to be under one hub where you could just like switch in between games and stuff like that.
Like LeisureHub.
Yeah, the LeisureHub.
Yeah.
And then you could choose between the hobbies that you want and shit. Like
Choose between the hobbies that you want to listen to.
But you get what I mean?
Yeah. I feel you.
So that's what they're. So now, okay, Ubisoft is thinking this. You know, Call of Duty already did it. Fortnite obviously is doing it with like your no build, the zero build, the Lego Fortnite, the festival thing. You get it.
Yeah.
So games are evolving into something that doesn't need physical copies.
Right, but only because they're pushing that.
Exactly. So maybe there might be a mixture of like games like that. I would rather have digital than why do you need a disc then, you know?
Yeah.
But since games are not the same and they're just trying to make you, you know, battle pass and make you play for hundreds of hours.
Yeah.
Basically live services, I guess is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, but live services, that's a whole nother conversation. I would 100% think we should have a podcast on that. But like our perspectives of live service. But the live services, they more often than not, they miss. Like they never hit, they don't hit.
But why are they still doing it?
But when they do, that's how you know like the game is like Helldivers, you wouldn't call that a live service, would you?
I would.
Yeah. Helldivers too, like they did it right. Though that's the thing. Like, but they weren't even trying to
the gameplay is fun.
Exactly.
That's what it is.
Suicide Squad, not so much.
Yeah. Like try playing 600 to 1,000 hours of Suicide Squad.
Bro, you play like 10 minutes.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's just, I don't think it's ideal for games to keep coming out with physical copies.
Yeah.
If this is the direction we're heading into.
Yeah. But I think live service is gonna take a pivot, because the only reason why I say that is just because
I hope so.
The direction of how live service games have been made, like they haven't really been all that great. And like companies keep failing and failing and failing. Like eventually you learn from your mistakes, you study the market, and you make a better live service game. But like you would think by now, like you would get the formula down of trying to make a solid live service game. Like there's a way to do it, and clearly like companies are not looking at those details. But like just to like move us on a little bit, because we're running out of time. Yeah, I know. These shorter podcast episodes, I don't know. If you guys are clamoring for longer episodes, maybe let us know in the comments. We don't have no idea. We need longer content. But like, I want to know your thoughts on like, give me some pros and cons, because I feel like I'm in the middle. Like while I do love my physical games, there are some pros to having digital. So, you know, give me some of your pros and cons.
So with physical, pros is obviously you have the physical product.
Thank you. All right, moving on. So
obviously, and it's just something so nice when you have them lined up, when you have them stacked up. Wait, what did you say?
You hear me?
No,
I said astounding.
Astounding.
That's such a weird word.
Outstanding?
No, astounding.
Astounding. Yeah. Was that like a wow?
Yeah. Astounding. Wow.
Astounding.
Fantastic.
Amazing.
Superb.
What?
Superb. You like that?
Superb.
You feel so like zesty, so elegant with it.
That's the second time you said that in this podcast.
Zesty?
Yeah.
Zesty?
Yeah.
Zesty? I think we're at like 6 now. Yeah. Zesty?
Right.
Anyway.
But there's something nice, you know, when you look at it, when you look at your games like stacked up or lined up.
There's like an accomplishment there.
Yeah, it's like, wow, look at my games, like the joy that they gave you and stuff like that.
And then it's like, wow, look at all the money I spent.
Yeah, and then you say 60, I mean now I guess 70, you start adding up.
Yeah.
And it's just cool, like when people come over, especially other gamer friends or other gamer peoples.
Yeah.
And you start showing like game cases. It's just nice to look at art.
Yeah.
Like the art and from the cover.
100%.
You know, when you that clicking sound when you open it.
Highly underrated, the smell when you open like a game.
Yeah.
Bro.
It's an experience.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
You remember the Key and Peele episode where he checks into the hotel and he's like, "Is the breakfast continent or is the breakfast included?" And he's like, "It's continental." He's like, "Exquisite."
I love Key and Peele.
Look it up right there for you guys.
Key and Peele's so good.
But like super underrated. Like I was telling this to Victoria the other day, and I was like, when you have a game that's in like the plastic wrapping, and then you peel it off, blah, 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 and then you open the game.
So good about that.
The smell of a brand new game, there's nothing like it. It's like a new car. Like,
and it goes away.
Yeah, it goes away. It's like a new car.
Yeah.
You know, like you get in a new car, you smell it, you're like, wow, this smells great. And it goes away eventually. But like that smell, like you can't get that from a digital game
smell.
Bro,
one of them pine trees to come out with a new smell.
Here, take my money.
New game.
Take my
smell.
money. There's the Fry meme from Futurama, like when he's like handing people. Anyway.
I guess that, and also that a bit like it has that collector vibe.
Yeah.
And you always have it. It's always yours. Like I guess if your account for whatever reason is banned or something, you can just use it on the other. I wonder if that's the thing. Like if your account gets deleted or banned, do you still get to keep your games that you bought with that account?
For digital?
Yeah.
Probably
that's probably a problem you're avoiding with having physical copies.
Well, yeah, because like I mean, in general, like with physical movies, like when you have physical movies, you watch them whenever you want. Yeah. Like nobody's gonna be like, oh, you rented the movie for 3 days, now you got to give it back. Like, it's like we're not they're doing a Blockbuster but digital now. Yeah. Like it's like a little weird.
That's what it is.
It's like, you know what I mean. I think like the one thing you said, you're like, you kind of said this about like showing your games, putting your games on display, right? Like for your friends or your family to kind of check out who are into games, or even for people who are into movies and like vinyl or I'm trying to relate this to everything, not just like games, but like specifically games, because that's the last thing that's hanging on. But the one thing in video games, or like the one thing in physical games that I really enjoy are the steel book casings.
Yeah. Dude, which one do you have?
Which would I rather have?
Which one do you have?
Or which ones do I have?
Yeah, which ones do you have?
Oh my God. I have Horizon Forbidden West steelbook casing. I have The Last of Us Part 2. I have God of War 1 and God of War 2. I have Death Stranding. I have Cyberpunk. And I have Doom Eternal.
Doom Eternal one.
Yep.
That one's really good.
Bro, they are, the art on these steel casings are amazing.
That's Sekiro. That's my favorite one.
I wanted that one, and I waited too long. And I remember going to GameStop to ask for the steelbook casing. Yeah, because I didn't want. The collector's edition was a little too much. Oh, and I forgot, I have Elden Ring too.
Ooh,
steelbook casing for Elden Ring.
You have some good ones.
Yeah, those are the big ones, bro.
Yeah.
But I distinctly remember going in GameStop asking for the Sekiro steelbook casing, and they're like, "Yeah, it's sold out."
I got you.
No.
Why
Do
not?
you have it?
I have it.
I don't need it though.
I got you though. I don't have physical copies, bro. I got you.
You know that's one of my digital games, Sekiro.
But you don't have the disc?
I don't have a disc.
But are you willing to take the?
No, because I already have Sekiro.
Okay.
Like it would be different if I never played it and I didn't have the game. If I borrowed it from somebody, it'd be different.
Okay.
But that's my favorite thing. Like I feel like I haven't gotten to get a steelbook casing in a while, because like they're not really doing them all that much. They're, you know what I mean? Like I don't know. I just that's one of the pros. I think one of the cons about like physical games, and this is like a joke, we wanted to make a podcast episode about this one too, but getting up to put your disc in the PlayStation.
Oh man, I'm so lazy.
Bro, it's like I didn't really like, until we started talking about it, I didn't think about it.
It sucks.
It's like
we sound so lazy, bro.
No, it's first world problems. I have to get up to put a disc in my game console. But like, I thought about it. I was playing. I said I bought Spider-Man 2 digital, right? Yeah, I bought that digital, and I remember like I was playing something else, and I had to like get up and put it in. But then like it was between that and two other games. Spider-Man, the other game that I was playing, that was the disc, and then there was another digital game that I was playing. And I was just like popping in and out between Spider-Man 2 and the whatever digital game. And I was like, this is nice.
It's nice.
It's nice. You don't have to get up. You just switch the games and it's done. It's like, you know, it's like a remote control when you're switching from Netflix and you're like, you know, I'm kind of done watching this series for a little bit. I want to give something else a try. I want to watch a movie. And you just switch over to it, or you switch over to Hulu or whatever. Yeah. It's kind of like that. And so like, that's the one of the cons. Like there's plenty of other ones, but like one of the cons, you have to get up and you have to.
And not only that, but like, so let's say you probably keep like 5 to 6 games on your console storage.
Yeah.
So let's say you want to switch out a game that's not installed.
Yeah.
So not only you have to get up,
now
you have to install it and wait 3 hours.
Yeah.
Or however much time it needs. But,
yeah. I mean, digital still has to install though too.
Yeah, but you don't have to get up.
You don't have to get up. There's another con that I just thought of. So like if you're a very generous relative or you're a very generous friend, typically like you're letting your friend or family borrow your video games, right?
Yeah.
My nephew would always like, because he didn't have a job at the time, he would always he came over the one weekend and he was like, yeah, Justin used to be my plug for games.
Hey,
because he was like, I didn't have a job and I couldn't get all of these games, so like he's 19 now, but like he was like 16, 15 at the time. Yeah, he's old man.
Dude, that's crazy.
But like he would ask to borrow some games, and I know he's not the greatest person with taking care of games, like his things in general, but I always made it apparent. I was like, dude, the way I give you this game, I better get it back the exact same way. Otherwise, you're done. You're not borrowing it anymore. Yeah. And like, he took really good care of them. But when you give your game or let your friend borrow a game and it comes back scratched, you're like, what the fuck?
Oh yeah, dude.
It's like, so with digital,
you notice it.
Yeah, you notice it, right? You notice like, oh, like the box art has a little ding. Like you notice everything because it's yours. But like that's another con, and I think like. With the digital game, you can't share it, which is a negative. Mm-hmm. You can't share it. I can't let you borrow it, but you don't have to like let other people borrow it and run the risk of it getting scratched.
At least.
So,
dude, I wonder.
Yeah,
I wonder. I know we're getting tight here on time.
You're tight?
Yeah, I am. I'm mad tight, dude.
Tight butthole.
No, but I wonder if these game companies actually develop the streaming services. I wonder if we could like account share like Netflix and Hulu. Bruh. Well,
they're putting a stop to that, right?
I know, but
there's ways around it.
Yes. But I'll be nice.
Well, that would be cool if you could let your friend like do like a trial run.
Yeah.
Like there's a timed trial. Like you could, like, let's say I owned the game. I thought you could do something like that. But like I had the full game. You didn't have it. And I was like, hey, do you want to try this game? And they're like, sure. So I sent you like a link or like sent you like the code for the game and you put it in and then you were able to play like 10 hours worth of it.
That's too much.
What do you mean?
Like having to do all that?
Well, no. So like, okay, let me make it simpler. So like you go to the game. So let's say it was, I'm playing Lies of P right now. Mm-hmm. And so I go to Lies of P and then there's like a share option and you share it with a friend. And so you give them like, and you can set like between 5 hours, 10 hours, or like whatever.
That's pretty cool.
You set like a certain amount of time, or like there's already like a set amount of time that they get, and then you send it to them, and they get a trial period, and then the trial period ends, and then it's like, oh yeah, I think we're gonna try it, and they get the full access too. Like you can play online with them, you can do blah blah blah, you can do all of it. But then wouldn't you be able to have like do you cheat the system? It's like you just keep doing it over and over again. They could play with you over and over again.
You turn that into a business.
Yeah, I think you would probably
$10 per 10 hours.
$10. I think you would only get
renting out games and shit.
Yeah, you would only get a certain amount of shares, I think, per game. At least that's how I would probably go about it. I'm patenting the idea. Sony, Microsoft, Steam, you can't take it. I'm patenting it. So let's wrap this one up because we should honestly do a part 2 to this, but like obviously different points. or maybe expand on some points. Depends on you guys. So, or maybe we could talk about some vinyl or like some retro stuff that's coming back and kind of like preserving that stuff, because they're like physical
down for that.
Yeah, physical preservation is more of a thing than just preserving physical games. Like there are libraries dedicated to like keeping those physical games alive, keeping record. Yeah. Like you go to a library, you have books, and all those books you rent. You go to a library, you rent out the book, but you have to give it back. So like a Blockbuster essentially.
Yeah, that's big too. Books are big too, because you have ebooks.
Yeah.
And
but books will never go away. It's like because of that physical preservation. And I think you need to have that with movies and games. You need to have that with all physical media, because sometimes sometimes some issues that happens with games is you don't have some company, like there's so many companies that own the rights to different IPs, like Konami. Like they own so many titles, but like what's been happening in like the past is like there's so many hands and like so many like names on the IP. It's hard to track down who owns these specific things, and it happens in the music industry all the time. Like I think I heard Logic or J. Cole or someone talking about it, but it's like when you're trying to get a sample or track down the original creator of like a specific song from like the 50s or whatever, and like to get it cleared and everything like that, to find the person sometimes and get in contact with them is extremely difficult.
Could only imagine.
Yeah. And so like, and sometimes even when you do find them, like they don't want to let you use it, or they charge astronomical fees just to sample the music. Actually it was Logic. It was Soul Food 2.
Huh.
Yeah.
I didn't even know there was a sample on it.
The first song he made, he talks about like the first for Soul Food 1, he was like, or he compared Soul Food 1 and Soul Food 2, and he was like, Soul Food 2 is how it was supposed to sound, but he didn't have the money, he didn't have like the status he has now. Shit. So like in Soul Food 2, he didn't make any money off of it because he spent that much money trying to get the sample for it, the actual like soundtrack for it. So like music even has that issue when you're trying to like just to get a hold of it. So I think it is very important to keep those things physical as much as possible, or have like a specific location you can go to and you can pick it up for like a day or two, like a library type of thing. So, but last point, and we're gonna send you, lovely ladies and gentlemen, off into the stratosphere, off into the sun, off into the moon.
It's a long way. What happened?
What are some convenient things of digital
convenient
media?
Things?
Yes, there's a lot of stuff, but we'll only give a couple things per each person. Some convenient things of having digital media.
Well, it's all under one place.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
So all of Netflix's stuff is under
Netflix
on Hulu.
No,
like that's kind of what I think about when you say under.
No. What I think of it is like you don't have to like it's backed up. What I'm trying to say is like it's backed up, so it's like all under, I guess, cloud. That's what I'm trying to say. It's like in a cloud.
What if that gets hacked? What if that gets hacked?
And you get attacked?
If that gets hacked, and the data's gone, like you lose, the movie's gone.
Then it's gone. I mean, I don't know what that's saying. But what I'm saying, like, okay, what if there's a fire in your house? I can say the same thing about physical, then you lose all your physical games.
No,
exactly. But I guess it's more, it's safer to have them digital. And I don't know, I don't want to say if it's safer, because
I understand what you're saying.
Anything could happen, But what I mean is safer in a way of like, you don't have to, guard it against your friends, or make sure they don't scratch it, or
your
something
dog,
like
your
that.
cat.
Yeah, man. And I've had instances where dogs or friends break games. Literally. Yeah. You don't have to worry about that in digital.
Yeah.
You don't have to get up to play your disc in. You can just download it and then delete it if you don't have space, and you can just go right back to the same place, and it's all under one hub, I guess.
For the most part, I would say one of the most convenient things with digital is that you have access to it at any time you want, whenever you want. Typically, like think about Spotify, right?
Yeah,
I have access to millions, billions of different songs in an instant if I really want it.
Right.
You know what I mean? So like, I think the how accessible it is. Like I can have it at any point.
You don't have to go to the store to buy it either.
And if I'm looking for something specific music wise, I could find it immediately. I don't have to go hunt for like the CD and see if somebody has it, or go through my collection and have it. Like it's way more time consuming. I can just easily just go on my phone, play it right off the bat. Like the whole point of technology is to make your life more, make your life easier and convenient. And a lot of the times, like having physical media isn't very convenient, or isn't like the smartest way, because like you still have physical media can fail, especially with digital, or especially with disk drives. Your disk drive, like has moving components in it, so you put a disk in. Let's say your disk drive breaks, which happens a lot.
That happens a lot. It has been a problem for me in the past.
Just think about like how many times your disc didn't read because the disc reader was dirty, or the scratches on the game, or scratches on the movie, or the DVD player is not working. Like it's just, then you can't even do anything with it. But when it's digital, you have access to it on your phone, your laptop, your TV, your tablet, whatever thing that has a screen, you have access to it anywhere, anytime, as long as you have internet access.
That's what I mean. That I was just about to get to that. Internet.
Yeah.
What if you lose internet, whether it's like you didn't pay your bill or a big ass EMP hit the nation or whatever, you can't play your games.
Pedro's making a prediction for an EMP attack.
You can't.
I probably shouldn't say that.
You can't play your games. Like you want to download a game, you can't download it.
Yeah.
Whether like if you switch over to physical, you can just pop it in.
Yeah. But we shouldn't say that, because we're talking about convenient things for digital games, not physical. I know, but I do like that too. That is another thing. Like you older games, especially, and older consoles, this is probably like old school gaming at this point. But think about like PS2 and PS3, kind of PS3. You just put the disc in. There's no wait time. You just start it up and ready to go. Like that's the era of gaming that I kind of miss. But with streaming games, it's coming back to a degree. Like there is no like install, there is no like update.
Streaming.
Yep. There's no update or install or anything like that. You just click the game and you're ready to go.
That's pretty good.
Yeah. Do you know what other controversial thing that I had? Yeah. What other? Well, you know what a controversial thing that I had in mind.
What?
I had in mind that this was the ending of the LeisureHub podcast episode, and I wanted to thank you guys very much for joining. I know you guys are upset. I know you guys are crying. Your tummy's hurt. But we're here to soothe your ears, and we'll be back on another episode of the LeisureHub Podcast. But thank you guys so much for joining. We appreciate every single episode you guys listen to. You have no idea.
We are very thankful.
Pedro doesn't seem that thankful.
I am thankful.
He's like, no, I am. But we really appreciate you guys for joining. This was a really deep one. It's not a deep one.
No,
dude.
I
would say passionate.
Yeah, I would say so.
But we thank you guys. How many times am I going to say thank you?
As many times as it takes.
Can you hear that wind in the background?
To make you feel thankful.
We're just dust in the wind. And we'll see you guys on the next episode. Love you.
Have a good one. Bye.
How?
Bye. Oh, you said it this time.
I said it over the past 3 times.
No, you didn't.
Yes, I did.